Hi there, this is AJ with Car Inspected, and today we are in North York and we're looking at this 2011 Infiniti G37. It's got 221,000 kilometers on it. It's typical condition for its age. Visually, I don't see any major accidents, anything like that. There are a couple of dings and dents here and there, mostly on this side, one there, one there. But gaps, everything lines up. Again, I don't see any signs of major accident. There is a little bit of rust starting on the roof here and a couple spots in the quarter panels. So just down here, and it's just starting here, just the little bubbles. Looks like it was possibly a minor kind of bump in the back at some point. As you can see, this plastic is a little bent, and there was a bit of a repaint on this deck lid, just on this surface. A little rust here and there. It is an all-wheel drive model. Couple of rust spots, same thing on these quarter panels. No dents or any major issues on this side. All looks pretty decent. All the glass looks good. No real issues. Windshield's good. I don't see chips or cracks or anything like that, so we're all looking good there. And as we come around this side, again, no major things. We do have a couple. So this fog light is broken here. It does work, it lights up, but the lens is broken and looks like somebody tried to glue some stuff on there or something. The headlights are starting to fog out a little bit, nothing too crazy. This side, this top light here, the marker light does not work. Other than that, all the lights, etc., seem to work. Brakes and tires, they are getting a bit older. They are 2012s all around. They have about 730 seconds of tread, which look decent, but we do have some dry rot starting on them, so my suggestion is to get them replaced for safety. Brakes all around are pretty roached as well. They've been sitting for a long time. You can see that there's some rust on them, and there is about 20% or so at the most left on the pads. Underneath, you'll see extensive photos, but it doesn't look too bad. I don't see any major issues. Axle boots, etc., all look pretty decent. No, a little bit of wetness, just stainage even on that cover, but other than that, I don't see any real issues. Trans looks good. Axles look good. Some surface rust that you see throughout, but I see no holes or major issues. All looks pretty decent. As we get to the back, as I said, it is an all-wheel drive. Axles are good here. No issues underneath, all looks pretty decent. Again, typical surface rust, but no rot or anything of that nature. Tire, 2012, about 730 seconds of tread. Again, a little dry rot. And brakes, same story back here. As you can see, these rotors are pretty gross, pretty pitted and rusty, and pads are really low. So we are gonna need those changed. That stuff will need to be changed for safety. And same story on this side, 2012 tires, 730 seconds of dry rotted tread, and brakes that need changing. Underneath, looks the same, no issues. All looks pretty good under there. We're gonna head into the interior. Start with the trunk, which looks in pretty good condition. Nice and clean. No real issues. Spare tire, everything is under here, and no rust or anything like that in the wheel well. A little bit of rust starting, just surface rust in there. So there are some spots, bubbles here and there, just starting. But for the most part, it looks pretty decent. It does also have snow tires with it, which look to be in pretty decent condition. And they are from... I will put that in the report. I forgot to look at them. I can't see it through here. I will look at them and put that in the report. Back seats, other than some marks and stuff from having the tires back there, they look pretty decent. You can see those marks there. Need a good cleaning, but with a good thorough cleaning, I think they'll present pretty well actually. Carpets are nice and clean throughout. All this stuff works with no issues. So it generally needs a good cleaning. Some marks on here, things of that nature. There is a scratch in the upholstery here. Passenger front seems to be decent. Door panel looks good except for a rip / scratch right there. And everything else looks pretty decent. Power seats work with no issues. A little bit of wear on that bolster, but nothing past what would you expect. All season mats up front, and it looks pretty good underneath. We got the owner's manual in here, and it all seems to work. Dash looks nice. No major interior issues. This door panel looks decent. Again, a couple little marks here and there, but nothing too crazy. Oh, looks pretty decent. Good stain on here. I think it's basically from the tire sitting here. And down there looks decent as well. Headliner looks good, no real issues. Finally, in the driver's compartment, this door panel does need a good cleaning. It's got a lot of scuffs and dirt marks and grease on there. And a little bit of rust starting underneath here. Power seats work. Carpets look decent. Again, some stainage and dirt going on there. Traction control, parking assist, does have all those things. This little thing to hold your key is broken. And when we get inside, we find it's not too bad. Steering wheel looks pretty good, not overly worn. It is missing the little trim piece here, but all this stuff looks good. This is the lock for the wheels, so that's pretty good. And all these little doors seem to work, do what they're supposed to with no issues. We turn the car on, it runs well. Starts up, no real issues. It does have, we'll see how it goes now, but so radio works with no issues. Heat works. AC is not blowing cold, so that needs some service. But everything else seems to work well. Power, heated seats, sorry. Discs, info. So all this stuff seems to go exactly, how it's supposed to go. So everything does seem to be going well. All these things work. Lights work. Everything, for the most part, works except the AC. We do have the service engine light soon on. The traction control light was on before, and now the service engine light is on. So we got a couple of weird things. You see those lights right there. Tire pressure monitor, service engine, and the key is on now. Before, the traction control was on. We did get a couple of codes, a lost communication code, but I don't know why these have changed now. Yep, so they've changed now. Under the hood, I don't see any major issues. By the way, those codes will be in the codes and explanations will be in the report. Engine looks decent. Belts, hoses, etc. look good. I don't see any major leaks. I do see a bit of an oil leak. Looks like it's been happening for a while in this front cover here. There is just a bit going on there. You can see as it comes around back. It's hard to see in the video, but it is in that area. It looks like it's been doing it for a while. And I don't see a major drip, but it is present. So that is probably something that you would want to get, ideally get taken care of. No rust or anything in these areas. Looks pretty decent. Battery is good, sitting at 12 and charging at 14 or so. So we have no issues there. Oil looks good with no real frothing or issues like that. I also did an analysis of the oil, which shows a green light, so we're good there with no premature wear and tear, anything like that. Coolant also looks decent. It's a little low in the reservoir, but it looks good in here, and we're good to negative, I think 27 it was. Brake fluid is under here, and we are 0% humidity, so we have no real issues there. So there you have it, a couple little things. Nothing to be unexpected for a car of this higher kilometers. I don't know if we're gonna get to take it for a test drive. We are, as you can see, we are pretty packed in here, and those brakes are pretty bad, so we're gonna try, but we might not. Other than that, as usual, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.